Welcome back to Papa Z's Bees. Today we're going to start the winter breakdown of the corner hive. In case you've missed it in the past, this is what we call a bee escape, and you put it on top of the medium super below the flow super. And what this does, the bees will crawl out into these holes, and they can't figure out a way to get back. So you look at this. What this does, this allows all the bees to get out of the honey super before we take it off. So this is this will be a 2-day process. We'll do this today, and then tomorrow we'll come back in and actually remove the super permanently and winterize the top of the hive. Here we go. What we'll do is we'll take the top part of the hive off down to the bottom of the flow super, and this is their medium storehouse. So people always ask, well, do you take all the honey? No, this is full of honey, and this is their honey. If they're actually lacking a little bit, we'll actually do some feeding on them once we get to that point. Yeah, there's bees in there, all right. Looks like they're trying to dehydrate that whatever honey's in there. So again, what we'll do is we'll just go over here for now. And this will fit right on top of here. It's going to look a little bit, oh yeah, they got plenty of honey, so they're going to be fine. They'll be fine. I don't think, we'll go ahead and feed them a little bit, but there's not much need in it, not much concern about it. This is a cloudy day, so they're not real happy about being gotten into, but we're supposed to get some really cold weather next week. And so we need to get them ready for winter. The smoker battery went down, so I don't have my smoker with me, but I don't think we'll need it. I think they'll be fine. And so again, what will happen is all the bees that are up here will find their way down into the below area and vacate this. That way we can pull this off and not have any bees inside to worry about. So this is day 1, step 1. We'll be back with step 2. Thanks. Okay, this is day 2. So it's been not quite 24 hours. We're fighting a cold front coming in. It's supposed to bring some really cold weather. That's the reason I want to get this thing done, get the winter pack down done. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Give them a little bit of smoke. And we'll convert from the standard flow gabled roof to our winter feeder. And you know, we're probably going to see a few bees up here. That's just the way, kind of the way things go. So, but there's not very many. I'm going to put this in here. I should have brought the lid, but I didn't, but we're okay. There's probably some honey in there, and we'll extract that a little bit later. So you can see the number of bees there were in there yesterday with the number of bees that are up in this part of it now. They've already propolized this thing down. So we'll remove that. That'll leave the bees. And goodness gracious, there's lots of bees in here. This is really good. I've been a little bit worried about this hive as of late because there just didn't seem to be much activity. There was earlier. I'm gonna look at the honey level here to kind of get an idea of how much honey they've got in there. With the weather like this, they're not going to be very happy. I don't want to spend a whole lot of time in here because, oh yeah, goodness. Yeah, this is great. This is honey that we leave on the hive for them to extract and use over the winter. So this thing looks like it's pretty much full wall to wall. if you're full on the edges, because they do the middle first. Yeah, they're all over me. And this is normally a pretty docile hive, but because they don't, you really shouldn't get into them when it's cloudy and windy like this, but we really didn't have a choice. So they're kind of doing a little bit of their nastiness, which they don't normally do. And there's, I don't know if you can see down inside of this frame, there's some nectar that looks like it's getting pretty thin, probably pretty thick. It's not the normal glow of it that you would normally expect to see. And they're working it. So again, this is an edge frame. So we'll feel pretty good that they are going to be able to fill this. Okay, I'm not going to go any deeper because they're just not very happy. Next week, when it's supposed to warm up a little bit, what I want to do is get in here and make sure we've got brood and maybe do a mite check. So here's what we have. We have what's equivalent to a little bit longer than a deep box that we have heavily propolised. It has a Be Smart Designs base on it, you can see, and we use some foam sealer around the edges to seal the box to the Be Smart Designs. So what this will do, this will give them a lot of heavy insulation on the top when it gets cold in the winter. And that's really where you want it, because one of the things that will kill the bees the quickest in the winter is if condensation drips right down on them, gets the bees wet, and then they freeze. Because the bees make so much heat in the hive during the winter that condensation is just going to naturally form. So by putting heavily insulated on the top, then you cause the condensation to be on the sides instead of on the top, and they need that moisture in the winter to be able to like dilute honey to eat it and things such as that. So this will help them out a lot, and there won't be any moisture overhead for them. It'll all be on the sides. Now this is a rapid round feeder that we're going to use to feed them if we need to feed them in the winter. What we'll also do later in the winter is we'll come back and put some Hive Alive fondant over this hole, and we'll cover that later. But if you'll notice, we've got the double bubble insulation all the way on the inside here, and then as well as we'll have a double bubble on the top. So I'm going to get this box, and this insulate, or this Be Smart Designs feeder has little nibs on it to make it fit on an 8 frame box, which is what we use. And then we'll just put this feeder right back on top, and I'll come back and put some feed in it later. Come on, baby, get out. Yeah, get the bees all out of there. And then we use another layer of the double bubble on top of that, and that creates a good amount of seal. And then also we use this insulated top cover, outer cover, and we'll put that right over on top. And then we'll come back, like I said, we'll come back later, and we'll put some feed in there. Although I don't really think they need it at this point, we'll probably go ahead and give them, especially as we get into like next week, when there may or may not be any warmth, any nectar to forage. You don't really know this time of year. They've had a really good fall flow with a lot of goldenrod around, and they rely on that heavily, and that's probably what helped them fill this one up. So what we'll do again, we'll take our Flow Super inside, check it for any honey. There may or may not be any honey in there. I kind of have a feeling there'll be a little bit. There always seems to be a little bit, and we'll harvest that and show you how we do that end of season, which is different than the way we did it earlier in the year. And by the way, thanks for watching that video of harvesting this Flow Hive. That's got like 85,000 views on it now, which is absolutely amazing, and we really appreciate it. We really, if you think about it, please subscribe to our channel. We're trying to hit that 1,000 number. We're almost at 800 as of this morning. So we really, it helps us do a lot more things if we're at 1,000. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell, and that'll let you know when we're putting out new videos. And also hit the like button. That helps us out as well, because it directs more people to to our channel to be able to view some of our videos. Also, if you have any comments or questions, please ask them. I really enjoy being able to communicate with either beekeepers or with those who are just interested in bees. We should all be interested in bees because they make up, because of their pollination skills, they make up about 39% of our food products that if we didn't have bees, we would lose. So protect the bees, take care of the bees, love the bees, and most of all, leave a yard unmowed or unweeded so you can have things such as dandelions and things like that that the bees can forage on. Not only bees, not only honeybees, but also the local pollinators, the ones like bumblebees and even butterflies and even wasps serve a purpose as well. So we really appreciate you. We'll take care of this one, and we'll come back and talk with you later. Thanks. Okay, this is the Flow Super that we took off earlier in the video. We're going to kind of check it and see if there's any honey in it that we can extract. In the past, we've always extracted honey at the end of the season. So we'll see if there's honey here. Oh wow, that's got about a half on that side. Little small hive beetle in there, get rid of that. And same thing over there. So let's kind of go through them one by one, see how many we're going to need to extract. Okay, there's some there, so we're going to have to extract most all of these. So this is a pretty good thing to have to deal with, having to extract twice from this super. So what we'll do, we'll take a break here. We'll get get all the hardware in place and some glass jars to fill, and then we'll show you the second extraction. Okay, well, I've got the crank turned. Let's zoom in here a little bit. There's some honey. It's going to be really slow coming out because of the fact that it's so cold. But you can see there's some coming. It's coming down the pipe right now. So I have to fight ants here because this time of year the ants are pretty bad. So you can see it coming down, coming out. Whoa, here it comes. I didn't have the jar quite under it. Back when we did the previous extraction, it went a lot faster because it was warmer, and the honey flows much better when it's warm. So we don't really know how much we're going to get here. We may get, we've got 4 jars out, so we may get that many, although I'm not really sure. We're just going to have to kind of wait and see. Look, there's a little bit coming out in right there. I mean, it's exciting when it does come out. Now it's starting to come out a little bit faster. Because again, it's going to have to come in from the top down. And the way the bees normally fill this is from the center out. That way, when you actually can view it from here during the normal season, you'll be able to tell that if it's full here, then it's going to be full front to back, and you can go ahead and harvest it. So we'll continue to do this, and it's coming in pretty good. I'm pleasantly surprised. I really didn't know that we would get anything because they've been kind of slow, through a little bit of a dearth, but then within the last month, they've had quite a bit of things like goldenrod and other things like that. We've had a lot of aster flowers in our yard and most others. I don't know if you can watch that pretty closely, but as the honey comes out, you can see the wax and things such as that. And again, as we've talked about it in the past, what's actually happening in here, is when those half cells split and the honey runs down, the capping stays intact. So what we'll do, hold this frame out for a few days, and then after, if we get a little bit of warm weather, I may go ahead and let the bees you know, uncap it and try to clean any extra honey that's out. You can see we've got quite a lot of honey so far. And again, I don't know how long it's going to take this. Typically, when we do these end of season harvests, you know, just before we pack them up for winter, you know, we will, you know, pull these things and let it run, and just let it run until it completely stops running, because there's so much, you know, so little of it, I guess I should say, this time of year. So we're just going to kind of watch it and let it run. I'm going to pause it here a little bit, and then we'll just get back in just a little while once we've gotten, I'll probably get another jar started, and then we'll come back and kind of see where we are. Update, we've got the second frame being extracted now, and it's just started. Again, it's taken a lot longer than what it normally does, simply because it's so cold. We had a really good cold snap come through here this morning, and so these things are still pretty cold. One thing I forgot to do is show you the part where you actually pull use the crank to open up the frames, and I'll do that on the next frame that we open. So anyway, quick update. We'll be back. Quick update. We're probably about 15 minutes in, which, you know, again, not too surprising with the time of year that it is, the temperature. But I just want you to look at this second frame from my right, if you're from your right as well, that it's almost got that jar completely full. And there's, if you'll look right behind the little spigot or little hole there, you can see that it's quite a lot of honey still left to drain out. So that's exciting. We'll probably have to replace this jar here in a minute, but just wanted to give you a quick update. Kind of wanted to show you was how we actually turn the spigot on, as they say, or crank it. I moved it over. We had pretty much a full, we pretty much emptied out this center one here that we had. The difference between the way we harvest this and the way we harvest in the spring is when we're kind of close to being full, we just basically, you know, shut the spigot off and then allow the bees to come in and clean it up. Here, the bees won't get a chance to see this, so it kind of drips under. So anyway, what we'll do is you can see there's two different slots here. Well, this is to close and this is to open. So what we do to open it, we take about a third of the way in and crank it one side or the other. And what it does, if you watch that pop up the way it did, then it will allow those frames to split, or those cells to split, and let the honey drip down into the channel, which will then come out of the piece here. So yeah, this one is still draining a little bit. And then this one will start coming. Oh yeah, it's coming out quite a lot. So I may start I'm trying to figure out the color of the honey is pretty much the same, which means it's probably from the same nectar source. So we'll kind of watch it as it comes out. And looking back down into the flow frame itself, you can see all of the honey. Sorry for the jiggle in there, but you can see the honey dropping down out of the frames as they split. Substantial amount of honey coming out. So fun. It took us about 45 minutes to drain 5 of the 6 frames that did have honey in them. Really surprised that we had any honey at all, to be real honest. It didn't look good earlier, but the fall flow was pretty good. So here's what we ended up with. we ended up with probably almost 3 quarts. So some still draining, and we got some draining out under the flow frames themselves. Plus we have a very sticky table. So anyway, just wanted to share that with you, and we really appreciate you, and we'll catch you on the next one.